Hello, welcome back to Battle Brothers. I'm Jade Star,
And I'm Olish.
and we've got some backup to fight these undead. I actually just kind of ran them over to the stone tower, which means we come in on the south end of the map.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah, I mean, if we came in on the west side of the map, we'd just be behind the town's guard and actually be kind of in the way. And if we came on the east side, it'd be a pincer attack, and that'd be a bit much as well. So I think this works.
So this isn't like Total War where the reinforcements come in from a random fucking direction?
No, we always come in from the south if we're a reinforcement. Man, Total War, like, I thought it used the actual battle map to try to determine where reinforcements came in from.
It's a funny thing because on every new game that they release, the bug is reintroduced and takes like a year for them to fix.
Oh god, is that what's happening?
They fixed it in Total Warhammer 1, and then when they released Total Warhammer 2, the bug was there again. And they only just now fixed it again, or it's in beta to be fixed.
Oh boy.
It doesn't help that they don't do patches without DLC.
Yeah, would be nice. Okay, so, hey, this is the first time we've seen skeletons and zombies together.
Yeah, normally they don't really hang out.
Yeah.
Two different genres.
I guess they've gotten over their slight fleshy differences. It's the sign.
That is pretty much the only difference.
Yeah, really. I mean, well, at least the legionaries tend to be much better armored and armed.
Yeah.
Usually not a whole lot of point shooting at skeletons, but this one has some scale mail or chain mail or something that at least will take damage from archers.
This just feels so weird not going from left to right.
Doesn't it? I think we also started about 12 tiles away instead of 8.
Yeah, you definitely weren't in visual range to start. Jangled, just hammer of smiting.
It's been doing pretty good. It's going to be really nice against the legionnaires and stuff with heavier armor.
Yeah, swords are nice, but they just, like spears, they do end up kind of falling off towards the late game as things have more and more armor.
Well, that can certainly be the case, or you can get the greenskin invasion, and where you're doing lots and lots of fights against things that don't typically carry a lot of armor.
Yeah, but 2 out of 3 of your endgame crises are going to have you against things with lots of armor.
True.
And even if you've got, the greenskin invasion, there's still, like, you can still run into things with armor.
Yeah,
at which point,
yeah.
Having at least a couple hammers around is really helpful.
Right. I mean, it's also worth noting that the skeletons, especially legionaries, and even monsters that do have a lot of armor, also have way more HP pool than we have. Even the armored werdegangers. I forgot which fight it was exactly that I looked at it, or, it was probably the next one where there's an undead unit. We've seen Fallen Heroes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they come in heavy armor, and then once you peel off the heavy armor, they still have maybe about 200 HP. Because I remember dealing a pretty substantial blow to it and seeing I only took off like 10-15% of its HP.
Yeah, the big problem, I think, with the undead is that if you're using maces rather than hammers, you don't really get to benefit from the secondaries.
Right.
They're undead. They never tire.
Yeah. But I just brought that up because you're right that 2 out of 3 endgame crises you will see armored foes. But even so, it's not like the greatsword is A, ineffective, or B, actually much less effective. And there's plenty of times where you're going to be fighting things that were previously armored, but still have a large HP pool while their armor is destroyed.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying that travel log is by any means useless. I mean, greatswords just do so much damage. I was more talking about like the regular swords.
Oh, yes.
Your one-handed types.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess.
I mean, two-handed weapons, damage works. The only big problem with two-handed weapons is always that you're giving up a shield, which can can be a bit of a liability, but you really do need the killing power of your two-handers. It's just like it boils down to diversity is kind of key. Like, you can't just use all spears, you can't just use all swords, and you run into problems if you try and just use, you know, hammers or especially two-handeds. Although it'd be pretty funny to end up with a bunch of guys who are really, you know, have enough missile resist to be able to just say fuck it and run in like a bunch of Norse berserkers. Just two-handed axes and swords everywhere.
I mean, you could almost do that, but you only get to improve 3 stats a level up. And, I mean, fatigue and melee attack are pretty much guarantees. And then you kind of got to decide where you want that third one. Like, I think what I was...
You don't need as much fatigue if you're actually killing them very quickly, do you?
It's true, but, I mean, it's 16 just to move 4 hexes.
Yeah.
Whatever. But, also, I just think I remembered when I was thinking about enemies with higher HP pools than our soldiers will ever have, is that I think the game kind of expects stats to get a little more diversified. I almost never put a level up's worth of stats into plus HP, because typically people have over 50, about 60. And more of that doesn't really seem as worth it as hitting more often or being hit less often or having more stamina to be able to continue the fight.
Yeah, it does seem from a design-wise standpoint that they do kind of expect you to look at it and go, okay, well, you know, you got some good rolls here or good rolls there. I'm trying to remember if it like, I feel like there was a, I think it was like Paper Mario or something, that some RPG game would basically let you pick what stat you wanted on level ups, but the bonus that you got from picking the stat went down the more times you picked it. So it encouraged you to diversify that way.
Interesting.
I think Battle Brothers encouraged you to diversify by just giving you bigger bonuses randomly. You know, because you could go up by 1 or 3.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, you get some randomness on the numbers it goes up, and then there's the talents, the stars.
Yeah,
but
the talents boost your averages.
Yeah.
But it's just, given the way the level ups work and given what stats are most important, you need good level ups on, like, you know, melee attack and melee defense for one of your brothers to be really viable late game.
I know.
There just aren't enough level ups to justify spending a whole lot of time diversifying your stats.
There isn't. You get 3 stats a level. There's 8 stats, and 2 of them for any sort of melee fighter are basically guaranteed to be melee defense and melee attack. You're also probably going to want fatigue, and maybe some range defense. And maybe if they have a bad starting stat, maybe some resolve. Or it's just, by the time you get around to, I'd like to pick health as a level up thing, either you're giving up needed points in those other stats, or you're already set on them, which probably never happens.
Yeah, it's like Shin has 50 health. I'm trying to remember, yeah. Flamester has 57. The difference between that on average is going to be something like 3 or 4 level ups worth. And that's a lot of picks that could be going into something that helps them, not just in case of fuck-ups, but actively helps them prevent fuck-ups, you know. 7 more points of fatigue might be an extra attack rather than having to rest. Or, you know, 7% less chance to be hit.
Yep. You can get, I think it's 1 to 3 melee defense level without talent. Or is it 1 to 4? It's 1 to 3 attack.
I think it's 1 to 3.
I think it's 1 to 4 on defense. I think defense scales slightly better than attack.
Yeah, I know each star either raises your minimum or your maximum.
Yep.
So it ends up being an average of 5 over 10 levels. But for the most part, like, what separates a good brother versus a bad brother, beyond just their level up rolls, is also, like, do you really need to shore up weak stats, or do they come with good enough health, good enough starting fatigue, good enough resolve? Because if you have to spend, you know, 3 or 4 level ups, that's 3 or 4 level ups that aren't going into something else. Probably fatigue. Because if you're not putting melee defense or melee attack every single level, then, you know, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, and it's double too for fatigue, not just because of, you know, being able to perform abilities and keep fighting in the fights, but it's also the stat that gets penalized when you start putting on heavier gear.
Yeah, more fatigue means you can wear heavier armor and get more effective HP.
Yeah. Which, yeah, when you put it that way, I just realized that is a really important distinction, that just 10 more fatigue is, you know, possibly 50 to 100 more armor points as opposed to 10 more HP.
Yeah, and that 50 to 100 more armor points is like 5 to 10 fewer damage that penetrates armor.
Right.
Like, it not only increases the total amount of armor that they have to bash through, but it actually reduces the amount of damage
through.
That bleeds through. So, I mean, this may have been the easiest late game fight that you could have asked for with the assistance of a tower.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this was just undead I saw on the road from point A to point B, so I figured why not. Maybe this gives me a little bit of credit towards lessening the amount of undead in the crisis. I don't actually know for certain. I just figured it'd be a good opportunity to take some guys out.
Yeah, I don't think anyone really understands how the crises work. Like, there are some missions that are obviously affect the crisis, and as we'll see eventually, there will be a mission that sort of indicates that the crisis is over when you complete it.
Yeah.
But how it progresses to that point, because if you don't do any missions, and if you just basically ignore the crisis, it'll never end. So things you do affect it. But how much?
Right.
And
contracts seem the most obvious way, but
yeah,
can you just go out on the field and just hit relevant things like undead hordes or orc hordes, or just attack random house companies just to weaken everybody? We're not entirely sure how that measures up to the crisis, but hey,
so,
easy fight.
No damage
nobody got
taken.
hurt. Yeah, super nice. We'll just take that EXP and be out of here. Although we didn't really get a whole lot because the company got most of the killing blows.
Yeah, but free XP is still XP.
It is. Well, that was a quick, easy fight. We're going to go to Typhon, we're going to get a contract, and we'll see you in the next video. Thank you all for watching.